Okay, once you have looked through the PowerPoint presentation we have on color theory, you can begin with this assignment. Your first part of this assignment, you will be filling in the color wheel. You're going to be adding in the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Okay, you're going to first fill in the color up here, and then you're going to write the corresponding name for that color down on the line with the same number. Okay, make sure when you're doing your tertiary colors that you put the names in the correct order. If you don't write the names right, then they will be wrong. So make sure you know how that is supposed to be formatted, okay? So if I'm going to do primary color, I'm going to show you an example of how I do this. I'm going to select yellow so that it's my foreground color. I'm going to select the magic wand by pressing W. Okay, and then I'm going to click right here inside of the square for number 1. I'm now going to fill this spot with my foreground color, so I'm going to press Alt and backspace. You can also come up and go to Edit and Fill. Just make sure the content here says foreground color, and it'll do the same thing. Okay. Then I'm going to deselect by pressing Control D. Okay, and now I'm going to put the name for number 1 down here. So I'm going to grab the text tool by pressing T. Click right there on the line and just type in yellow. Okay, because my foreground color is still yellow, my font will be yellow. You can change that to black if you want, and use a consistent color throughout that all, or they can all be the same color as their color actually is. Okay, it doesn't matter either way you want to. Once you have completed this, you're going to move on to the next part, which is doing ranges. Okay, we're going to do a value range, and then you're going to do a saturation range. So I'm going to come back over here and reselect my background image, and then I am going to grab my magic wand again by pressing W. I'm going to start here in the middle. Okay, I'm going to choose a purple. So if I come over here, make sure that there's a circle next to your H. I'm going to choose a color kind of in the middle so that I can do this range easier, okay? So with that color selected, say OK, and then Alt and backspace to fill. Okay, and then I'm going to come to the one next to it, open up my color picker. So value, remember, is the lightness or darkness of a color. So if I come here and I go to the left and right, I will get the lighter and darkness. I will adjust the value, okay? So I'm going to come over here, and I am going to select another color, and I'm going to, so that gives me a value that's a little lower than the first one, and then I'm going to, and I would keep going in the same row. I'm just trying to show you how it works, okay? But with this, when I get ready to do a greater value, I'm going to come over and I'm going to click on my original color so that I can start from the right spot. And then I'm going to come over and I'm just going to go to the right a bit to get a greater value and then fill that in. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea what it's going to look like. But fill in all the boxes. Okay, and then you can go on and move to your saturation. So let's do green for this one. Now on the saturation, you're going to want to come and check next to the S, because this right here will do our saturation for us. Saturation is how far away from the grayscale the hue is, okay, and how pure the hue is. So if you look down here, it's pretty gray, right? So as you move up, you get to a pure green. Okay, so again, I'm going to start somewhere in the middle. Fill it, select the one next to it, and then I'm going to lower my saturation. And make sure it's enough that we can tell what you're doing. Okay, and then I'm going to come over and show you. Again, I'm going to reselect my base color before I start to do a greater saturation. And then I'm going to move up and fill it in. Okay, so remember, make sure you go through and fill all of the squares on both of these, and that you have your color wheel in the right. The colors need to be in the right order based on where they belong, and named down here, and make sure that your tertiary colors are named in the proper order. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to save it as a JPEG and then turn it in on Canvas.